Hi, hello, good day, all of you. Welcome to our session. Welcome to our channel, Intelligible Tutorials. So, in this today's session, now I want to give you the clear information regarding a logistic regression algorithm. So, what is logistic regression? In the machine learning, this logistic regression algorithm is comes under the division of the supervised learning, and again in the supervised learning, it is one kind of classification algorithm. So what is the prediction of this classification algorithm? What the classification algorithm predicts? The classification algorithm normally predicts the Boolean values, logical values, 0 or 1, true or false, yes or no, etc. So based on what it is going to predict, it is used to predict the probability of the target variable. Okay, so what is the highest probability of if at all, see, if at all we are having a collection of the data items, so we are picking each and every data item here, for example this one. So what is the highest probability of this in falling of any one of the class? So highest probability of falling in one class, so this particular item is mapped into this class. So based on the probability, it calculates the probability. Based on that, it is going to map the data items. Okay, so that is the main methodology of this logistic regression. And the nature of the target dependent variable is dichotomous, which means there would be only two possible classes. So what are independent variables and dependent variables? See, dependent, independent, and are predictor variable. Dependent or predictor, both are same. This thing I told in my past video, types of variables in the machine learning. Just go through that video. That video will help you a lot to identify what are the various kinds of variables which are mainly used in machine learning. In a data set, I told in my previous video, see, the COVID S or not is a decision variable, or decision variable, also it is called as a decision variable also. So it is called as a decision variable, a predictor variable, and a dependent variable. So remaining all the variables which are helps you to make the decision either the person is COVID or not, are called as independent variables. This explanation clearly I gave in my past video. Please just watch that video, types of variables in the machine learning. Okay, so the nature of target or dependent variable is dichotomous, means Boolean, which means there would be only two possible classes. What are the two possible classes? As I told, yes or no, true or false, or 0 or 1. Okay, next. So it is considered as one of the most popular machine learning algorithm, as we discussed previously, and which comes under the supervised learning technique, and as well as in the supervised learning it is a one kind of classification technique. It is one kind of classification technique, and it is used to predict the categorical dependent variable using a given set of independent variables, as I told. Okay, so how this particular algorithm will work? What is the working procedure of this logistic regression algorithm? Okay, so normally logistic regression predicts the output of a categorical dependent variable. So what is a categorical dependent variable? It is yes or no, or salaried or not salaried, or deceased or not deceased, etc., etc. All these examples are called as categorical examples. I told in the video which I told to watch. In that video I clearly explain all these things. Okay, so therefore the outcome must be categorical or discrete variable. So categorical or discrete. Discrete means 0 or 1. 0 or 1 or 2 sometimes. Like that it may be any kind. Discrete means like this numericals will come. Okay, then it can be either 0. See here it again describes 0 or 1 or true or false, etc., etc. But instead of giving the exact value 0 or 1, this logistic regression gives the probabilistic value which lie between 0 and 1. Here I want to give some explanation. So what is the explanation is, see, all of you familiar with the linear regression. Logistic regression is much similar to your linear regression, except how they are used. Your linear regression is used to solve for regression problems, whereas logistic regression is used to solve for classification problems. Why the name is given as the regression? Regression is also one kind of supervised learning algorithm. Here it is a class of regression. So regression is going to predict the values, whereas the classification is going to predict the values. As first of all, we need to understand what kind of value prediction both the algorithms will do. Your classification will do the class of prediction 0 or 1 set. So it is a boolean set, either 0 or 1. Whereas in the regression, it is a form of interval 0 comma 1. So that means in a line 0, 0 0.1, 0 0.2 up to 0 0.9 and 1. Like that, wherever the value lies, it lies in between the value. That means the continuous value prediction can be done by your regression. Okay. So the linear regression is used for this kind of continuous value prediction, but logistic regression is used to solve the classification problems. How it is going to solve the classification problems being a regression kind of algorithm? That's what we are going to see. If you clearly see this particular diagram, what it is showing in this diagram, here it is making a line, threshold line, which is having the value 0 0.5, and this is called as a threshold value. Okay, so in this threshold value, I have a set of values, for example, 0 0.001, 0 0.02, 0 0.98, or 0 0.92, or 0 0.86, 0 0.70, like that I have, or 0 0.4, 0 0.3, 0 0.2, 0 0.1, 0 0.5, etc. Like that, sorry, 0.5, 0.56, etc. We are having some set of the values. Here, this particular algorithm is going to handle this kind of the values. It is going to handle this kind of the values. But it makes a line xy and makes one kind of the threshold as 0 0.5. So the values which are low between 0 0.5 all comes under here, like 0 0.01, 0 0.2, 0 0.3, 0.02, and 0 0.1, etc. And apart from this, 0.9, 0.9, 0.98, 0.56, and 0.7, 0.86, all are comes under 1. So in this particular set, this logistic regression algorithm handles the probabilistic values. Normally, what kind of the probabilistic values? These are probabilistic values are nothing but continuous values. So it makes the continuous values in a kind of interval in between 0 or 1, or in between 10 or 0, or in between 10 or 1, whatever it is, it uses some kind of threshold value and keeps all the values in between 0 0.5, 1 and 0. So the values which comes under 0, it can predict as 0, and the values which comes under above 0 0.5, it treats as 1, so that it is very easy to predict the values, map the values. All these values comes under 0, and all these values comes under 1. Like that, it predicts the uh, probabilistic values being a, that means how it is doing logistic regression. As the name indicates, it is going to handle the regression kind of probabilistic values and making them into the form of logical classes as 0 or 1. That's why the name is given as the logistic regression. If you understand this phenomena, it is very easy to understand what is the meaning of the regression. In the logistic regression, it shows is nothing but it handles the regression kind of values and making them in the form of the logistic classes. Logical classes or boolean classes is called as logistic. So that's why, as the name indicates, it is going to handle regression kind and making them into logistic classes, hence we can call it as the logistic regression. Okay, so this is about the logistic regression. Here also the same, see, it is a S shaped curve, y is equal to 1, y equal to 0. Here it makes some kind of threshold value y. It may be 0 0.5 or 0 0.7, whatever it is. So the values which are above the threshold, 1 values, and below the threshold, it handles one kind of values. Like that, your logistic regression algorithm will going to work. So this is nothing but the logistic regression algorithm. So in my coming class, I will show you the practical example of the logistic regression and classification measures also. If at all anyone didn't subscribe my channel, please subscribe my channel Intelligible Tutorials. Thank you one and all.